sense of oneness, that we all belong together. And then I learned about the teachings of Jesus and who Jesus was. At the beginning, I didn't grasp what it really meant. And I remember the first time that I started reading the Bible, especially the book of Genesis, I thought, oh my gosh, what the heck is this? This is stupid. I truly thought, you got to be kidding me. And also the concept of Son of God. I thought, God doesn't have a son. It's only one God. There is only one God. How can these people say that, that we worship one God when they talk about three gods? And eventually, when I attended the church, I learned about what it means to be the Son of God. Not in a physical sense, in a sense that we understand in our human relationship, but what it means to be the Son of God in God's relationship within God's persons. It was never a matter of dogma when I knew I would be a Christian. It was purely love. And what happens is that Christianity is not a faith, a religion that would make sense because it's based on love. If I were to compare points like that, I don't think that I could ever succeed. It is the work of God. It is the love that God placed in my heart. Islam is a religion that is work-based, so it's logical. It makes sense for me to do something right and to be rewarded for that, or wrong and be punished for that. That is how math works. That is how logic works. To say that, okay, there was a God and he had a son and the son came and he died for the whole world, it sounds more like Greek mythology. It does not make sense. And unless God works in your heart, you cannot accept that. And that's what happened to me. It was purely love. I was so in love with Jesus. He was the person who expressed the depth of love of God for us, for our humanity in this world. It was just purely a spiritual thing, a work of God. My passion and my prayer and my desire is for my Muslim brothers and sisters to come to know Jesus, not because I think that I am right or Christians are right and they are wrong, but because I see how transformative it is. And I see this abundant love, and I experience the difference between the time when I was a Muslim, how difficult it was. At the time, I didn't realize it was difficult. But now that I look back and I live in such freedom, I can see that I was truly in chain. The difference between Islam and Christianity, as I experienced that, it was like this Father, this God that I had known all my life, that I had loved all my life. But I could never really connect with him. I could never embrace him, or I could never experience his embrace. When I became a Christian, I experienced the embrace of God. I experienced that my Father is here, that he is not going to leave me. I was no longer an orphan. Something within me changed. It was not that my actions changed. They changed because of that transformation. But the transformation took place first. As Jesus says, I became like a new creation, like a child that is not orphan anymore, that does not have to be ashamed anymore, that does not have to work so hard anymore. So it was a completely different way of being, not doing. It was being a new creation. So I think it's very important to be open to just accept the possibility that there might be something to what Christians said. It is not to understand it. They don't need to understand it immediately, or it's just being open. What if Jesus is truly the Son of God? What if we can really have a life that is filled with joy and love and peace, instead of having to live a hard life of obedience, knowing that you are failing all the time? I mean, these are huge way of lives, huge different ways of living. So I encourage my brothers and sisters to be open and to at least read the Bible and be open to the work of God.